Second. This is my first time doing it via phone for me. Like usually people be at the crib, so I'm chopping it up. This is all new right now to me, so I'm about to start it. I guess it's already. I don't know if it's already recording. Either way, I can edit. It is. All right. All right. Well, I guess we chopping it up like this. I thought it was gonna connect to my computer and shit, but I got my mic and everything, so we should be able to hear you as well. But to the listeners, welcome to the Only Route Show. I got a special guest on here, Rene. How you doing, Jay?
I'm doing very well, brother. How you doing?
I'm doing fine, blessed, for real. It's a pleasure to have you on the show, for real, yo. Like, I've been longing for this moment, yo, because I look up to your movement and everything, yo, for real.
Doing that. I'm just trying to make the world a better place.
That's what's up. That's what it's all about, for real, for real. I'm over here sipping. You already know. I just got off work.
What you sipping on?
I'm sipping on a super incredible Hulk slushy.
Oh, wow.
And some
the slushy. Okay.
Yeah, and some Ray
one of
and
my
Nephew.
best friends, she loves Incredible Hulk.
Word.
So she definitely, yes, most definitely.
Word.
She definitely will be sipping with you.
Word. And I'm sipping on some Ray and Nephew Jamaican rum and shit, overproof.
Okay.
About this.
That's a good way to unwind from work.
Yes, that's a fact.
Nightcap.
Yeah. And I'm sparking up an L. I got 2 L's rolled up already. So.
Oh, so you ready then?
Oh yes, for sure, yo, for sure.
That's what's up. He's a hard man. He won't be able to put his feet up and enjoy some libations and
That's a fact.
a little
That's a
earth
fact.
smoke.
Yes, for real. Get my mind right. For real. Dang, I lost my lighter, and that sucks. I think that's what I dropped on the way to the crib, yo. I heard something fall, and I ain't even stopped. Damn. Hold on.
You need fire.
For real. Good thing I got backup lighters. Hold on 1 second.
Alright, take your time.
Oh snap! I found it. Look, I ain't even high yet, and I'm tripping. I found it. For real. But it's just a chop it up podcast like I always do. For me, like we could talk about any and everything. Is there any subjects that you want to target or
What you want to talk about? Say it again.
I said, is there anything like specific you want to talk about subject wise, or do you have any anything you want to shout out like movement wise, yo?
But I definitely could talk about long. But I want you to pick a topic. But I will say the fight continues for justice all across America. I mean, it's a marathon. It's not a sprint. It takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of dedication, time, patience, and all of these things. You know what I mean? But we got to continue to work together and build together. We can knock out this work.
That's a fact. Yes, that's a fact. One thing I talk about it a lot, like, is the violence going on all over the world, like, but it's mostly young, like very young. They're not even 18 yet, and they're doing crazy stuff. Like, I don't know how to I don't.
It's like a super glamorous violence.
Yeah.
And, it's a legal genre of I can't remember what it's called, but I've seen it one and this is the recordings that come out with the who they shot and who got shot.
Yeah.
And things like that. It's kind of glorifying these deaths and stuff. Really sad, a lot of people are losing the young people.
Yeah.
And it's like a cycle,
Yeah, like
so it is a really bad thing.
Day before yesterday, on my way to work, I had did a video on Instagram because I heard 20 shots broad daylight, crazy. Like, I had to go the long way to work. That's how close the bullets were. And after I got off work and came back, I found out 2 people got killed, yo. And that shit is so crazy, yo. Like, people just, they're not thinking about the aftermath. And like you said, the music, I feel like I know that the music affects the subconscious mind and your being and your actions, and
most definitely.
And it's
hip hop music is one of the hip hop and rap music, because I believe there are two different things.
Yes.
Art is extremely beneficial on not only the urban community but the world. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I mean, you got people that still DJ and b-boy and breakdance and stuff. You know what I mean? You have like music. It changes the way people speak. It changes the way people dance.
Yeah.
You know, where they want to go, what they want to do. I mean, even like Biggie back in the day when he came out with this song. What is the song? I love it when you call me Big Papa.
Mm-hmm.
He changed how a whole generation bobbed their head to music.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's extremely, extremely powerful. That's one of the reasons why I had started hip hop humanism with Dane to Dane, is because we realized the power of hip hop. So on that platform, we promoted positive hip hop artistry because we have our children in mind, the grown ups. So I can listen to any type of music, but I have sound mind and experience.
Exactly.
To know what's real, what's not real, and things like that. It's not like that with our children.
Yeah.
And a lot of times they're hearing this music via their parent or guardian, and their parent is not only censoring it, but they're not explaining to them the things that they hear.
Exactly.
So they just, they take it in, and that's my opinion, of course.
Speaking on that, I just reunited with my youngest son, but the connection got cut off because his mom. But I haven't been able to be in my children's lives, so anytime we do get in contact, I interview them. I want to know them inside and out. And I asked my youngest son, because like I know that how I was without having my father. I was mad at the world. I was mad at my mom, feel me? I was mad at my dad and everything. And 34 years later, I found out my dad loved me. So it made me look at things different. And I grafted onto different lifestyles in life because I didn't have a dad. And when I asked my son what he want to be when he grow up, he said a rapper. And I'm like, all right, there's nothing wrong with that, but what's your backup plan? Because rap don't always feed you. Like, and what's your favorite song? He said a song by somebody named Spot 'em Got 'em. I didn't know who he was, and he told me the name, Beatbox, and I looked it up, and these little kids got guns and all that, and I'm like, yo, cause I was in them streets, so I'm like, I know my son's not in the streets, and I know he's not in no gang, I know he's not doing none of that. So I asked him, I'm like, why are you glorifying all that? And he was like, I just like it. And then his mom got on the phone, oh, he could do what he want, this and that. I'm like, yo, nah. And she always gets a little attitude with me because she's still stuck on me. It's corny, but she's still stuck on me, but she won't say it. So it kind of interferes with her being a parent. And off top, she started arguing, and I just cut it short like, yo, we not gonna let the streets take our son, yo. And her face just dropped in seriousness. And she just realized, like, maybe, I'm letting him do whatever he wants. And then her sister got on the phone and was like, yo, yes, huh?
Right.
Oh.
I said, and that ain't it.
Yeah, facts. And I was like, her sister had got on the phone, and she was like, yo, your son is bad. And I'm like, don't say he's bad, because he's gonna believe he's bad. He's not bad. There's a reason for everything. So I questioned him. I'm like, why you doing all this? Why you raising your hand to people? Why you being disrespectful? And he was like, because mommy won't let me be with you, Dad. And that just broke my heart, yo, because he doesn't realize that he was being good all this time and not being rebellious, and she still wasn't letting him see me, feel me? So I had to let him know, like, yo, respect mommy. And I don't talk down about his mom at all. I want him to at least see the truth for himself, yo. So he didn't disrespect me then, but now he's like real disrespectful, yo. Like, it's crazy because she just lets everything bypass. Like, she's what they call ratchet, yo. Like, she's very, very ratchet, yo. And she's letting my son do whatever he wants, thinking that if she gives him toys and candy and all that he's gonna be a man and be a good kid, and that's not what it's about. Like, and it really sucks because I never had my pops, so the things that I did do that were bad, I felt were because I didn't have a father or a father figure that was positive, because the niggas that were around me were the niggas on the block. So, and that wasn't good at all. But I'm glad I had a sound mind and didn't want to follow the crowd. But this generation now, it's like they're just sponges to everything they see, and they want to do it. Just like you said with the music, that drill music, like, it's not cool to disrespect the dead. It's not even cool to kill no one or none of that. Like, why are you even carrying guns? Like,
and you know what's crazy? Like, I grew up on my share of music that I might shouldn't have been listening to as a minor. But I also had the adults in my life that was like, regardless of what you done heard so-and-so rap, regardless of what you done seen in the video, this is what we do in this house, and this is how we conduct ourselves.
yeah.
And I did that. Like, I grew up on Lil' Kim and Foxy Brown and
Facts.
Bone Thugs and Harmony and Snoop back in the day and Pac and all of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I also had my peoples talking to me about what real life is, the things that I need to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think, like I was going back to say, I think that a lot of this music children are hearing, but there's no backup, there's no afterwards. So they really believe the stuff that they hear and think that's what you're supposed to do, and then that's it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I might wanted to dress like Lil' Kim, but it wasn't gonna happen.
Yeah. That's a fact.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not until I got of age, I wasn't walking around like that. I wasn't allowed to curse. I wasn't allowed to go certain places, like where I had to be at home when the street light came on.
Yeah.
Before I turned the age of 16, you know what I mean? And I still had restrictions.
Yeah.
So I think, like, a lot of parents now are letting outside things raise their children.
Yeah. Like my last podcast, I was saying to the parents or so-called parents or just people, period, like that have children, to stop letting the TV raise their kids, stop letting the radio or music raise their kids and movies, because it's all fake.
Right.
Like, as we can see that some people that do make the music really do it, and now they're doing life in prison. Like, there's nothing cool about being kept from your destiny. Like, I don't know how we could get through to the youth. I really don't, Like, because, like, when I speak to the youth, they try to challenge me because I look young like them. But yeah, then I have to check them to get back in my gangster, like, to show them on some father shit, but still on some gangster shit, because they not respecting anything, like, at all. Like, I don't know. I feel like there's a chance to change it, but it starts from somewhere. And if the parents aren't doing it, then who will? I mean, like they say, it takes a village. It takes a village to raise a child. So the environment also, like.
Yeah, I agree. They said that children, the personalities of children are shaped between the ages of 0 and 9, right?
Yes.
So, I know that we can't make anybody raise their children a certain type of way, but that's why I'm a big advocate in programs in the community, because, where their parents might fall short, or their parents don't know, or their parents can't, the community, those that know better, can assist these kids. And I really believe that these grassroots programs are important to have in neighborhoods, especially neighborhoods to where it's proven that idle time and lack of things to do gets the children off the straight and narrow.
Yeah. I remember when they had... I'm sorry to cut you off. Go ahead. That's the way what?
I was going to say, I think that's the way that we can assist our youth, is just creating more grassroots programs.
Yes.
And getting real support from the community so that these children can come for free.
Yeah.
Because they shouldn't be excluded because they don't.
Word. I grew up in one of the top worst projects in the Bronx, but still in the middle of the projects they had centers, like, for kids after school, so they wouldn't be on the streets, or they had PAL or DARE. Like, there was things that went on in those programs, but still, like, it was a safe place to be, instead of having to go home to drama or being unsafe. Like, but now there's nothing. Like, you can't even go on the basketball court. I just went to the basketball court to fly my drone, and I carried the book bag. As soon as I got out the car and walked on the basketball court, like on the sideline, everybody got scared, like I was gonna pull out a gun or something, yo. And yeah, and it's kids. Like, it's sad that they have the PTSD and anxiety that triggers them because of the music or the things that they're seeing. Like, it seems like the world is getting worse, or the people are getting worse, because the world is beautiful, but the people are choosing to do wrong, and that really sucks. And I'm glad that we have platforms, that technology brought the ability for us to have a platform that we can control and at least reach people that are chosen to save themselves, because we can't save no one, but we can influence others. Feel me? Like, I'm glad that we have that.
I'm with you, bro.
For real. But yeah, like, I don't know. I think if social media, not all social media, but at least Instagram gets shut down, and YouTube has more restrictions on what, and Facebook has more restrictions on what can be posted on there, I think it'll be a little better. Or I don't know. Or even just the phone companies, like, tap in. Like, if someone goes live, tap in. They need to tap in at least, yo, because there's things going on that people only see after it's done, like, that could have been avoided. And I don't know, like, it's so crazy. It's so crazy. Like, there's got to be something done. But I know the whole agenda of the government, feel me? That's what they want. That's what they really want. They're trying to initiate martial law. That's why they're putting more guns on the streets. They want people to act a fool. They know a lot of people not going to pay attention to the restrictions or the curfews or whatever. So that'll lead to chaos and riots like they're doing everywhere. And then they're going to bring in the military police. And then a lot of blood's going to be shed, and people not going to know what to do besides fight. Like, but we could prevent all that if we just stand together. And I wish there was a way to open the eyes of the people for real. Like, I don't know.
That'd be the hard part.
Mm-hmm.
People to stick together. Hard to get people to stick
Yeah.
together. Everybody just don't want to, man.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And I feel like another part of it is God, yo. I don't know how many people in the world believe in God, but I know a lot of people do, because the world didn't go to shit. So I know a lot of people still have faith, but people are afraid, yo. Like, they're really afraid. They'd rather listen to the music than listen to the word, or listen to your path of destiny. Or they want somebody's spot, thinking that they could take their spot when everybody has their own spot. It's all confusion and infiltration of the enemy. That's what I feel. And the music is controlled, or most of the music is controlled by the enemy, and because he was in charge of the choir in heaven, feel me? So, and he running out of time. That's why I feel like it's really getting crazy, yo, because he's running out of time.
You know, it's definitely gonna get worse before it get better.
Mm-hmm.
You know.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
You know, I try to keep that in mind. And like while it's doing what it do, I feel like I gotta do my part to do some good in it. You know what I mean? Sometimes people that are more inclined, I would guess I'll say spiritually, don't understand why I do what I do, because they're like, well, you know what happens in the end, and you know, and I know that, but it's nothing in me that tells me to just stand still, waiting for it.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Takes action.
Like standing up for people they can't stand up for themselves, or standing up for the innocent, or doing for somebody. Like, these is all things that I feel like I'm supposed to do. I won't be normal. I feel like having faith and exercising faith is an action word.
Yes.
It's not a passive thing.
I agree for real. I hope that people will start realizing again that being right is the cool way. Like all this trying to put fear doesn't bring respect at all. That's one thing I want to say to the listeners. Fear will never bring respect at all. And it won't bring you clout, whatever y'all think clout is, because clout, you get to have clout, you have to have respect, not fear in the streets from when I was growing up, feel me? But now it's just people, the more you're an asshole to someone, then you get clout, or the more you do something bad, they say it's clout. Like, and even something as simple of chicks calling themselves bad bitches. Like, I don't want a bad bitch. I don't want a bad female. Like, bad will never be good to me. Feel me? That's the trick of the enemy again. Like, it's the words and behavior, or the words are triggering people to project negative things from their behavior, and they're not realizing it. And I'm blessed to say that I'm from the hood and I chose the right path, so I could speak to people from the hood that won't understand someone that never lived that type of shit. So I feel like I've done my part, or I do my part when it comes to the helping people realize, and the realization of what should be done in life. And I'm not perfect, so, and I don't accept the things that I do wrong at all. And because I'm human, like that, there's no excuse. Like we can walk like the Lord, feel me? Like we can never be him, but we can walk like him, feel me? But we'll be tested.
You breaking up on my side, bro.
I am? Damn.
Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
You chopped the screw like you from Texas, part of it.
You see, every time when we talk about positivity, the enemy tries to mess it up. Yeah, I noticed that. But he can't stop us.
Definitely, you on chop stacks. It's like what?
Dang, for real? Damn. I hear you clearly on my end.
I'm glad you can hear me clear.
I'm over by the airport, so I only got one bar on my phone.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's what's going on then.
Yeah. I apologize if you can't hear me. Is it a little better now?
It's all good. I just want to make sure I can hear you well so we can have a good, clear conversation. But the last thing you were saying, that was all chopped and screwed. I ain't guess none of it.
Dang, I forgot what I was saying. I'm just speaking from my heart. Hopefully the podcast recorded it for real. But what was the last post that you did? Because I remember you were speaking on things that's happening.
Say that again.
I said, what was the last thing that you were the video you were on? I remember I tapped in, and you were talking about things on the streets and people incarcerated wrongly.
Breaking up. You said, what was the last thing that I was on?
Oh, what was the last video that you did when you were talking about people that were wrongfully in prison?
People that's incarcerated.
Yes.
Yeah, it's still breaking up. Of course, the powers that be. I do a lot of different recordings when it comes to incarcerated people. I think the last one that I did, which was a talking point, was just talking about, just the dehumanizing of people that are incarcerated and formerly incarcerated that they have in America. I don't know about other places because I've never lived there.
Yeah.
But in America, someone that's incarcerated or formerly so is treated like a subclass citizen by a lot. And this dehumanization is what leads these crimes that are happening in prisons to happen, because not enough people care, because they don't see people as humans.
Exactly.
One of the first things people want to say when something's going on at the prison, they be like, oh, well, they should have never got locked up, or they should have never went to prison. And I don't think a lot of people realize that as people this way. So you're saying that since this person is in prison, it's okay if they get treated inhumanely. It's okay if they get treated, their constitutional rights are violated, you know what I mean? And that's in essence what a lot of people are saying, So I always just try to help people to remember that formerly so are still people, can still be productive parts of society, are still doing their things, being great parents, wonderful sons and daughters, writers and musicians and poets and all kind of stuff.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just regular people. It's just, and everybody that gets incarcerated isn't a criminal. There's so many people that's incarcerated that are wrongfully convicted.
Yes. Yes.
I
almost did 7 years.
The more time passes, we see more and more how corrupt our judicial system is.
Yeah.
So it becomes easier to believe these things have been happening for years.
Yeah. I did 8 months in jail. Dead time. I've never been convicted of a crime, but they was trying to make me take 7 years of prison just for smoking weed on probation, and I said no. And every time I went back, they upped the time. So it went from 2 years to 4 years to 7 years. There was 16 people on the 16 criminals or 16 inmates there, including me, and we all had the same public pretender. And something I learned a lot. Every time they sent me back to my cell, God sent me somebody to teach me something more. And I learned that you could be your own lawyer, but you might get the max. And something was like, be your own lawyer. I fought, and I was my own lawyer. And I ended up getting released, and everybody else went to prison, Man, when I say if I would have listened to my public pretender, I would have still been in prison, and I never been to prison, feel me? Like, all for nothing, Like, it's crazy that how they have them trying to pretend that they're there for you, but they really aren't. They eat lunch together, they play golf together, they just chilling. It's a game, Like, and I shouldn't have even been in the system. And come to find out, my name wasn't even in the system. They wouldn't let me call my mother, nobody I love. So I learned sign language. I learned sign language in jail. And I had somebody call my mother for me and let her know everything that's going on. They could not find me in the system at all. And I was in the box. They put me in the box and all. Like, it's like they was trying to make me disappear. And I'm so glad that I was able to learn things and tap in and be able to speak out to the world and try to get some type of help, because I would have just disappeared. I seen so much stuff happen in that jail that they should shut that whole jail down, Like, it's so crazy. It's crazy, man. It changed my whole world.
I believe it.
For real.
I hear all kind of stuff about what's going on.
Yeah, man.
Every day I hear something, and it's mind-boggling, the crimes that these people are getting away with, and it's just because more people don't care.
Yeah.
That dehumanizing thing.
Yeah.
But it's growing. More and more advocates are coming about, things about what they're doing is being exposed, and people aren't feeling it.
Yeah.
So I can only hope that it can get to the point to where people that do have to go to jail or prison don't have to worry about being treated unconstitutionally or being violated by guards physically, and mentally, and just, some people are being systematically starved.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's just, it's a lot that's going on. This, just recently, I spoke with a mother, and it's some other mothers I need to speak to about a facility in Texas, a youth facility, where the youth there are being abused, and they also house young ladies, and a lot of the young ladies are saying that there's been a lot of improper touching and improper conduct from the guards. You know what I mean? So it's not limited to the adults. It trickles down into our youth, as well. Just because everybody has this disregard for people that they see as criminals or bad people.
Exactly.
So we're hoping to find some type of resolution.
For real.
Towards that.
Word. Oh, snap. I thought it was going to cut off at 30 minutes. I guess they give us more time when you're doing podcasts with other people. That's what's up. It's past 30 minutes now. That's what's up. Let's keep going, And you spoke about
You're breaking up bed. You said something over there, yeah?
I said that I thought that the limit was 30. It gives you more time to do the podcast. So
yeah, Wayne's World Part 2.
Excellent. Word.
But you know, it is late at night, and I'm not home. I'm visiting with my sister, and they have to get up at 5 in the morning.
Okay.
So that's why my voice is kind of low.
Oh, word. No problem. I hope it. I'm recording with my camera too and my microphone, so hopefully it all records and it can hear you. I got my phone on blast.
Yes, you chopped and screwed again.
Damn, I don't know why it's doing that. That's so crazy. Hold on, I'm gonna hold my phone up.
It's all good.
Is it a little better?
It is kind of late, bro. Yeah. I appreciate you for having me. I hope that you have me back.
So of course. It's been a pleasure. God bless you. For real. Thank you for chopping it up with me. We're going to tap in another time. For real. This is the end of the Only Route show, y'all.
We gotta double back. I know we got lots of more stuff to talk about.
Yes.
And then I actually be able to amplify my voice.
Word. Yeah, hopefully my connection is... Yeah, I was just about to say that. Hopefully my connection right, yo. For real. I appreciate you, J. Rene. Much love and respect. God bless you, alright?
For sure.
Alright, ma.
Thank you for having me, bro.
You're very welcome. You. Much love.
Alright.
See you.
Peace.
Yeah, that was the Only Route show. Much love to J. Rene. God bless her and hers, feel me? It was a pleasure doing this podcast with you, and I look forward to doing more with you, alright? Peace, y'all. One.